Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. The weather's getting warmer and warmer all the time. It's just, gotta look for the little things, right? Anyway, so back into Flipped. Bryce was in the middle of this awful basket boy auction. Who thought this was a good idea? Anyway, he's listening to the kids ahead of him and how much money they're bringing in and how much money they're not bringing in. And the one kid ahead of him isn't being bid on. And he's like, oh my gosh, that would just be awful. It's bad enough to be up here, but then to not have anyone bid on you. And then he realizes the kid's mom is bidding on him. Awful. But not only is his mom bidding on him, but Julie is bidding on him. Let's see. So I'm going to back up and read. Let's see. Talk about embarrassing. This was worse than being a mama's boy, worse than lunch with Jumbo Jenny. How'd he get voted a basket boy if nobody wanted to have lunch with him? Then, off to the right of the crowd, I hear 10. 10? Did I hear 10? Mrs. McClure says with a fluttery smile. 12, came a different voice from the same area. The first voice came back with 15, and all of a sudden I recognized whose voice it was. Julie Baker's. I searched through the crowd and found her, hand waving in the air, that look all over her face. 16, came the other voice. There was a pause, but then Julie shoots back with 18. 18, cries Mrs. McClure, who looks like she's about to collapse from relief. She pauses, then says, 18 going once, 18 going twice, sold for $18. To Julie, she was the last person I expected to bid on a lunch. Anybody's lunch. John staggered back into line, and I knew I was supposed to step forward, but I couldn't budge. I felt like I'd been slugged in the stomach. Did Julie like John? Is that why she'd been so nice lately? Because she didn't care about me anymore? All my life she'd been there waiting to be avoided, and now it was like I didn't even exist. Step up, Bryce. Come on now, don't be shy. Mike Abendino shoved me a little and said, your turn for torture. Get up there. It felt like I was walking the plank. I just stood up front sweating bullets while the booster queen dissected my lunch and started running through my list of favorites. Before she even finished, though, Shelley Stalls calls out, 10! What's that? Mrs. McClure says. I'll give you 10. Oh, she laughs as she puts down her notes. Well, I guess I hear 10. 20, calls Miranda Humes from dead center. 25! It's Shelley again. I'm looking around for Jumbo Jenny, praying she's gone home sick or something, while Shelley and Miranda go up by fives. 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 52. 52, interrupts the booster queen. Well, this has been lively. And from the looks of this basket, well worth the 60, 62, calls Shelley. Miranda scrambles around trying to beg money off her friends as Mrs. McClure calls, going once. But then Jenny stands up and bellows, 100. 100. There's a collective gasp, and then the entire student body turns and stares at Jenny. Well, says Mrs. McClure, we have 100. That is certainly an all-time record and such a generous donation to the boosters. I wanted to boost her right off the stage. I was doomed. This was something I would never live down. Then there's this big commotion, and all of a sudden, Shelley and Miranda are standing right next to each other, calling, 122.50. We'll give you 122.50. $122.50. I thought the booster queen was going to puke. You're pooling your resources to have lunch with this fine young man? Yeah, they call, then look over Jenny's way. Everybody looks Jenny's way. Jenny just shrugs and goes back to cleaning out her fingernails. Well, then, $122.50 going once, $122.50 going twice, sold to those two beautiful young ladies for an all-time record of $122.50. Dude, Mike whispered when I got back into line. Shelley and Miranda? How am I supposed to follow that? He didn't even come close. He got Terry Norris for 16 bucks, and the most anyone else got was 40. And when it was all over, all the guys told me, dude, you're like the man, score. But I didn't feel like the man. I felt wiped out. My mom came up and gave me a hug and a kiss like I'd won a gold medal or something, and then whispered, my little baby. Then clickety clicked off in her high heels back to work. So I was wiped out, embarrassed, and then practically dragged to the multipurpose room by Shelley and Miranda. The boosters had outfitted the MPR with little tables for two, all decorated in shades of pink and blue and yellow, with balloons and streamers everywhere. I felt like the Easter Bunny with my stupid basket boy lunch carried in both hands while Miranda held onto one arm and Shelley latched on to the other. They gave us the biggest table and whisked in an extra chair. And when everyone was seated, Mrs. McClure said, boys and girls, I don't think I need to remind you that you are excused from class for the rest of the day. Enjoy your lunches, enjoy your friendships, take your time, relax, and thanks again for supporting your boosters. We wouldn't be us without you. So there I was with the two hottest girls on campus having lunch. I was the man, the envy of every other guy in school. Buddy, I was miserable. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, we'll see how this turns out next time. Have a great day, everybody. See ya. Be kind to one another.